So, with all the real confusion over Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, we have to clarify this, and it takes a Canadian entertainment reporter to do it. Born in the USA wasn't a pro-USA song. It was misinterpreted in many ways. It basically was a story of one of his siblings that suffered because of the war. Now, Born in the USA is a song written and performed by Bruce Springsteen and released in '84. It's a title cut of the album of the same name that is still considered a top 10 album of all time. This is one of the Boss's best-known songs. It was ranked 275th on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. And in 2001, the RIAA Songs of the Century placed the song 59th out of 365, remaining a favorite in classic rock. The song's chorus, contrasted with the verse's desperate narrative, portrays the disillusioned Vietnam veterans' alienation after the war. Now, backed by the B-side Shut Out the Light, it was released one day before Halloween in '84, but was recorded almost 2.5 years before at the Power Station in New York City. Now, one of the longest singles of the era at 4:38. Producers included John Landau, Chuck Plotkin, Bruce Springsteen, and his good buddy Steve Van Zandt. Now, this single came out after the first release from the album called Cover Me, which came out in '84. Then, of course, I'm on Fire, the very, very romantic, longing song. Now, written in '81, it's a title song for a film that Paul Schrader was contemplating making, and in which Springsteen was considering starring. It eventually turned into Light of Day with Joan Jett and Michael J. Fox. Springsteen thanked Schrader in the liner notes of the album Born in the USA. Casual home demos were made later that year following the completion of the River Tour. A more formal solo acoustic guitar demo was made on January 3rd, '82 at Springsteen's home in Colts Neck, New Jersey during the long session that constituted most of the Nebraska album released later that year. Now, acoustic versions of several other songs that eventually appeared on the Born in the USA album were also on this demo, including Child Bride, which was an early version of Working on the Highway, and Downbound Train. However, Springsteen's manager-producer John Landau and others felt the song did not have the right melody or music to match the lyrics, and also did not fit in well with the rest of the nascent Nebraska material, a la Atlantic City. As a result, the song was shelved, although the recording later surfaced in the late '90s on the Tracks and 18 Tracks outtake collections. Now, full E Street Band versions were recorded during the Electric Nebraska sessions, which the Born in the USA album, Take 4, completed on April 27, '82 at Power Station. Much of the arrangement was made up on the spot, including Roy Bittan's opening synthesizer riff and what producer Chuck Plotkin nicknamed Max Weinberg's exploding drums. The famous snare drum sound of the record, notable for its gated reverb, was obtained by engineer Toby Scott, running the top snare microphone through a broken reverb plate with a fixed 4-second decay and into a KPX noise gate. Now, this is the version that appeared on the Born in the USA album a full 2 years later. The studio recording also originally ended with a lengthy jam session, which was later edited for the song's commercial release. And you do hear it in the video a little bit at the end. Now, Born in the USA has been widely misunderstood, has been treated as a flag-waving paean to America by politicians like Ronald Reagan and Pat Buchanan, reacting to the patriotic tone of the song's chorus without seeming to acknowledge the bitter critique of American policy and society present in the lyrics. The song presents a disillusioned Vietnam veteran as a tragic figure, alienated upon his return from the war, especially the death of his brother. Said, they're still there, he's all gone, that famous line. Now, historians Jefferson Cowie and Lauren Bohem, writing in American Quarterly Journal, identified three main themes. First, the emotional structure of the song with tension between a repetitive chorus of jingoism and narrative verses of resentful disillusionment. Second, the Vietnam War symbols to the social and economic siege of American blue-collar communities. Third, economic devastation, which uproots the material basis of working-class identity, only to replant it in the acidic soul of nationalism. The article quotes Springsteen saying that the working-class man was facing a spiritual crisis in which he is left lost. It's like he has nothing left to him into society anymore. He's isolated from the government, isolated from his job, isolated from his family, to the point where nothing makes sense. And of course, he was told by going to war would solve his economic problems when he got back, and all it did was destroy his family. Now, in late August '84, Born in the USA was selling quite well. His songs were frequently aired on radio stations, and the associated tour was drawing considerable press. Springsteen shows at the Capitol Center outside of Washington thus attracted even more media attention, in particular from CBS Evening News correspondent Bernard Goldberg, who saw Springsteen as a modern-day Horatio Alger story. Conservative columnist George Will, after attending a show, published a piece on September 13, 84, titled A Yankee Doodle Springsteen, in which he praised Springsteen as the exemplar of classic American values. He wrote, I have not got a clue about Springsteen's politics, if any, but flags get waved at the concerts when he sings songs about hard times. He is no whiner, and a recitation of closed factories and other problems always seem punctuated by a grand, cheerful affirmation, born U.S.A. Now, the 84 presidential campaign was a full stride at this time, and Will had connections to President Ronald Reagan's re-election organization. Will thought that Springsteen might endorse Reagan, not knowing that Springsteen was a Democrat and did not support him, and got the notion pushed up to high-level Reagan advisor Michael Deaver. His staffers made inquiries to Springsteen's management, were politely rebuffed. Nevertheless, at a campaign stop in Hamilton, New Jersey, Reagan added the following to his speech on September 1984. America's future rests in 1,000 dreams inside your hearts. It rests in the message of hope and the songs of a man so many young Americans admire, New Jersey's own Bruce Springsteen. And helping you make those dreams come true is what this job of mine is all about. It had nothing to do with the intent of the song. The press immediately expressed skepticism that Reagan knew anything about Springsteen and asked what his favorite Springsteen song was. Born to Run was the response from staffers. Johnny Carson then joked on The Tonight Show, if you believe that, I got a couple of tickets to the Mondale Ferrero inaugural ball I'd like to sell you. Now, during a September 21st concert in Pittsburgh, Springsteen responded negatively by introducing the song Johnny 99, a song about an unemployed auto worker who returns to murder. The president was mentioning my name the other day, and I kind of got to wondering what his favorite album must have been. I don't think it was Nebraska. I don't think he's been listening to this one. A few days after that, presidential challenger Walter Mondale said, Bruce Springsteen may have been born to run, but he wasn't born yesterday, and then claimed to have been endorsed by Springsteen. Springsteen manager John Lando denied such endorsement, and the Mondale campaign issued a correction. He was a Democrat, but he wasn't a Mondale supporter. Now, in 2000, Reason editor and libertarian journalist Brian Doherty, noting that the political lyrics are often either misunderstood or not understood at all by fans, wrote, But who's to say Reagan wasn't right to insist the song was an upper? When I hear those notes and that drum beat, and the boss's best arena sanatorium, shout-grown vocals come over the speakers, I feel like I'm hearing the national anthem. That's, as a Canadian, that's not what Born in the USA is all about. Born in the USA is basically saying I got fucked over, but the way he says Born in the USA is like different with every incantation. It's almost like a cry for help or a cry in anger. Now, Born in the USA was heard at rallies for former President Donald Trump and outside the hospital where he's being treated for COVID in October 2020. On this topic, Josh Terry of Vos wrote that Born in the USA has been used for decades in political rallies for right-wing causes. For 4 decades is highly confusing. Springsteen himself has got a record calling Trump a flagrant, toxic narcissist, a moron, and a threat to our democracy. I usually say that on a regular basis, but it's good to hear the boss say that. But more than the boss's own views, the song is the furthest thing from a nationalist anthem. Now, Born in the USA peaked at number 9 on the Hot 100 in the States and number 8 on the Cashbox Top 100 in January 85. It was the third of a record-tying 7 top 10 hit singles released from Born in the USA. In addition, it made the top 10 of Billboard's Rock Tracks chart, indicating solid play on album-oriented rock stations. The physical single was certified gold on July 23rd, 1999, and additionally it sold over 2 million digital copies in the States by July 2016, it becoming available for downloads. It finished number 5 in the UK's charts. Now, beyond the 84 presidential campaign, Born in the USA was widely misinterpreted as purely nationalistic by those who heard the anthemic chorus, but not the bitter verses. For example, Cashbox called it a straight-ahead anthem that celebrates America's traditional values and its degradation of the common man. Now, the music video is quite important as well. It was directed by noted filmmaker, the great John Sayles. It considered a video concert footage of Springsteen and the E Street Band performing the song, synchronized with audio from the studio recording. This footage was intermixed with compelling mid-1980s scenes of working-class America, emphasizing images that had some connection with the song, including Vietnam veterans, Amerasian children, assembly lines, oil refineries, cemeteries, and the like, finishing with a recreation of the album's cover with Springsteen posing in front of an American flag and, of course, turning around. Now, in Springsteen's 84-85 Born in the USA tour, it almost always opened to concerts. One search version is on the important live 75-85 album. On the 88 Tunnel of Love Express tour, Born in the USA generally closed the first set, and on the 92-93 Other Band tour, it appeared frequently at the end of the second set. Those were both full band versions, although the latter stressed guitar parts more than familiar synthesizer line. Now, in future concert tours, sometimes it was played and sometimes it wasn't played, and but the full band version can be found in different places. Now, during the Magic and Working on Dream tours, the song itself was played just 15 times, even though other songs for the album, such as Dancing in the Dark, Bobby Jean, and Glory Days, continue to be regulars. It was famously used as an opener of the radio broadcast July 4, 2008 show in Gothenburg, Sweden. Now, the 7-inch Columbia single was back when I Shut Out the Light, which was another of Vietnam's Veterans' Tale. It was also released on CD in 1988. Now, the Columbia 12-inch, Freedom Mix 707, Born in USA Dub 727, and Born in USA Radio Mix 601. All remixes done by Arthur Baker. So the E Street Band that backed this, tremendous: Steve Van Zandt, Roy Battan, Clarence Clemens, Dan Ferdici, Gary Talent, and two else, of course, and Max Weinberg. Now, on the charts, Australia number 2, Austria number 13, Belgium number 9, Canada didn't finish top 10, number 11, Europe number 5, back when I'm on fire, Finland 19, Ireland number 1, back when I'm on fire, Italy 20, Netherlands Dutch top 10, 10, Netherlands single top 10, 5, went number 1 in New Zealand, 20 in Norway, 25th in South Africa, 11th in Sweden, in UK singles number 5, back when I'm on fire, Billboard number 9, Mainstream Rock Billboard number 8, Cashbox number 8. Now, year-end charts, Australia, number 16, Belgium 99, Canada 95, Netherlands 76, Netherlands number 60, New Zealand 22, and US Billboard 92. Certifications, Australia 3 times platinum, Denmark platinum, Germany gold, Italy platinum, Portugal gold, Spain platinum, United Kingdom platinum, and the United States 3 million copies sold, so 3 times platinum. Now, the song has appeared on numerous recordings ranging from bluegrass to children's music albums, and even the London Symphony Orchestra performed a take on the song. Now, in 85, Patti LaBelle covered the song on her live album, and Stanley Clark also recorded it. Now, other covers included Jose Gonzalez, Richard Shendell, Matt Johnson, Neil Young, The Crazy Horse, with the help of Nils Lofgren, was ironic for 2 reasons. Because Neil was born in Canada and Lofgren was a member of both Crazy Horse and E Street Band. Of course, there have been a number of parodies, including the hit Cheech and Chong political Born in East LA, and a Mad featured a parody in 85 called Porn in the USA. Now, a group of Sesame Street characters called Bruce Stringbean and the S Street Band performed a version of the song called Barn in the USA for the album Born to Ad. In Canadian Bacon, a Michael Moore film about a Cold War scenario between Canada and the United States, which is kind of going on now with Fuckface, a group of Americans are traveling across Canada while singing along to Born in the USA, but they can never remember their lyrics. In an apparent nod to the widespread misunderstanding of the lyrics, the character is only capable of singing the chorus of the song and trail off during the verse. With Springsteen permission, rap group Two Live Crew released Banned in the USA, a parody of Born in the USA released to draw attention to Two Live Crew's First Amendment troubles. So, ladies and gentlemen, the idea about any person growing up in the 1980s, you know, I love Springsteen for lyrics, but you tell me if this is pro USA. We're just going to read the lyrics and you can interpret it. Born down in a dead man's town, the first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been bet too much till you spend half your life just a covering up now. Born in the USA, the lyrics said. Got a little hometown jam, so he put a rifle in my hand, sent me off to a foreign land to go and kill the yellow man. And then the lyrics chorus hits again. Come back home to the refinery. Hired man says it was up to me. Went down to see my VA man. He said, son, don't you understand now? And the interlude goes this. The fourth verse, this is where it really gets a lot of people. I had a brother at Khe Sanh fighting off them Viet Cong. They're still there. He's all gone. He had a woman he loved in Saigon. I got a picture of him in her arms now. Now, verse 5, down in the shadow of the penitentiary, out by the gas fires of a refinery. I'm 10 years burning down the road. Nowhere to run. Ain't got nowhere to go. So, and the last line, of course, I'm a cool rockin' daddy in the USA now. But daddy is capitalized, so we don't know if he has a child or not. So it's yet to be determined. He was born in the USA, and his family is born in the USA. I give the song, again, 9 out of 10. The only negativity I have with it was the negative interpretation taken over by Donald Trump and Reagan and some of the Republican politicians. This is not a love song. This is not a rock song. This is not the anthem. This is basically saying the American dream has fucked us over. We're crippled. We have mental health issues. We got no jobs. We went over to kill people that we didn't want to kill. And Muhammad Ali said it best. I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong. Back then, people would just go to war in the States and shoot anybody. Okay, but that's how it works now. And like I said, can you imagine the people where the States were told to invade Canada because Donald Trump said so? Because that fucker, you never know what he's going to do. You think people's going to do that? They rather vacation to Canada. They're not going to take guns up against their neighbors anymore. But see, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, at the time in 1984, 41 years ago, was a different world. Middle of the Cold War, the Republicans were so strong, and when Trump stole the line from Reagan, "Make America Great Again," or "Sunrise in America," or whatever you want to call it, we're still feeling the effects. Reagan was never as bad as Trump, but Reagan had his own initiative because he wanted to serve at least 2 terms, and he was tough in California, and that's what the Russians with the States outlasted them with blue jeans. They didn't outlast them with military aid and whatever. So from 1981 to the end of the Cold War in 89, he was in the middle of that, protecting what America was going to be like, which led to the Clinton era. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're like we're doing with our Bruce Springsteen podcast, let us know what a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.